Hello everyone, in this video I will show you what is mutators in Laravel. And we also learn about how to make controller and model for testing mutators and also make a mutator function. So what is mutators in Laravel? Mutator in Laravel, it means that we use it to modify the data before we save it to the database. For example, you can see here my database inventory table members. I want to modify the data here to be capital letter with letter D before I save it to database. Okay, and I also modify the address to add the USA address here. So now let's go to create controller and model for testing it. So I go to my project. Here is my project. Before you create, you need to check your connection with database. For example, here you can go to env and you looking for the database configuration in here, inventory, root, and also password. Okay, so that is correct. And now I go to my terminal and I create controller php artisan mix controller. My controller name is member controller, and I create one models. Before you create the model, you need to change the table name. Here is a plural members. I want to insert data in this table, so and here is the table name is plural, so my model it must be singular. So php artisan make model. My model is members. Actually you can create the table name with singular also, but you need to do a little bit configuration in model in Laravel. Okay, so yeah, enter it. Now I go to my controller and create the function. Here is my controller, member controller. Before I create a function, I need to import the model. So use app model, and model name is members. And I create one function. My function is show data. Okay, and I return member. I return member all. I mean I get all data from table member. So let me save it, and I go to create one route for this function. We go to web.php and I create one route get. My URL is member, and here controller name call member controller class, and my function is show data. And don't forget import the controller name here. Use apps http controller name is member controller. So let me test it. I go to my project here, so I change this to member. That's fine. So all the data is cam. So now I want to insert the data and I modify it. Okay, so I go to my controller here. Let me declare one variable members. There's a new member, and then member. So I check my column name in database member. You can see here his name, gender, and address. So ID is auto number, we no need to insert it, so I use only name, gender, and address. So name equal, for example, Alex, and I copy in here and I change this to gender and male, and also address Alaska. Okay, and the last one, member, you function cell. In this case, I no need to create the HTML form because it's just testing about the mutators. So you can practice and look back to my previous video and see how to create form to insert data in database. Okay, so I save it. So in this case, before I insert Alex, I want to change it letter A to capital letters. So let me go to my model. Here is my model members, and you can check in the Laravel lesson. You can go to laravel.com and you will see eloquence, mutators, and casting. You scroll it down and you find for mutators. So here is mutators, here is the examples, and then you can copy this, and I pass in here. So here is the field name. My field name, I need to change the column name, my field names here. Okay, so I put field name and I delete this. I want to modify it to capital letter, so I use UC first. I save it. Don't forget import attributes. You can go to here. We import attribute, copy this. Actually, by default, the model have imported. You can see here. You just add more with attribute. Okay. So let me save it. Okay, save it and refresh it together. And refresh it. Okay, because in here we need the timestamp, so actually the Laravel need the field update add and create ads. So in this case, I do not need one to add more column in here. I just add some configuration in here in my model. So you can put like this, time spam false. Okay, save it and refresh. Okay, you can see here is success. You can check in the database Okay, you can see here's the alex. We define in our function, we insert a with small letter, okay, but when we modify it in model like this, we use mutators, it will become the capital letter in here. So I want to change the address. Let me define another. I copy this and pass in here, okay, and then I want to change address. You put the field name here, address, and I want to add USA like this, USA. Okay, so let me change here to Philip. Okay, change to Philip. I save it and then I run my project again. Okay, success. Let me refresh this. Okay, you can see here the address, we modify address, we add USA with the address. Okay, so this is how to use Mutator in Laravel 9. You can also use with the Laravel version 8, and you can select in here and scroll down. You can see a little bit different. You can see here mutators, and it a little bit shorter, and you can use this, copy this, and I change this in my model. I change this. Here is the field name. So my field name is name. Okay, so here we put the field name, and I want to make it capitalize also. I save it, and then I change the data here is Danish, and here is Alaska, the same. So I save it and I refresh, and you can check the database. Okay, you can see here is also work. So you can use the syntax with Laravel 8, and in Laravel 9 it's also the same. Laravel 9, it means that support all function in Laravel 8. Okay, so remember this. So that's all for my presentation about mutators. So thank you for watching.